Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Josh Counsel, owner of Toxic Image Studios. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about zombies, and we're going to go over some different options and why we call it our zombie pizza. Before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about what makes us a little bit different. And there are many companies out there that sell prefabricated prosthetics. We've been doing it now for just a little over 8 years, and there are some really good, talented people out there doing it. And so I don't want to take anything away from them or their work, because I think what they do is fantastic. Because Toxic Image Studios is actually a functioning makeup studio, the pieces that we actually make to sell are pieces that we use ourselves. The zombie pieces would be pieces that I have used on zombie films. They're ones that I have made to be as flexible as possible for my own use, and then open to the public as well, so that you'll be able to have the same benefits. Where does zombie pizza come from? Well, at Toxic Image Studios, we treat our zombie prosthetics the same as we would treat a pizza. There's no point having a zombie who has the same wounds and trauma and pustules as the one next to him. And often when you buy a prosthetic, it has just that. It has all of the wounds sculpted in, which are beautiful. They're sculpted really nicely, but you can't really use that on multiple people. And it's certainly not good if you're wanting to have a very similar look between all of the stuff in your particular film. So we start off with our base, and all of our bases, none of them have any wounds or any kind of distinguishing features. We'll start off with our most basic, which is the zombie sockets. Now this basically just brings out the cheekbones and the eye sockets. And if you want to add in a little nose ridge, you can certainly do that. If you're wanting to try something a little more whimsical, we have our Zombie Joe, and he's a little more full face covering. He has this kind of funky, weird, sort of skewed lip, and he's a pretty fun guy. Probably the least flexible out of our line of zombie prosthetics. Next up, we have our Zombie Extreme, and this guy's a little more emaciated looking, got a little bit more texture and some other bits and pieces in there. And our last base is probably the most versatile and the most flexible of any of our bases, and that's our generic zombie number 1. And this one is broken up into several pieces so that you can really maximize the fit. So it's kind of got the cheekbones and the nose ridge and the brow, and the beautiful thing about the generic zombie number 1 is, say you're wanting something a little more and you want to add and mix and match. Say you want to have something where it's got some kind of lips rotted away. Well, we've got those particular pieces which work beautifully with the generic zombie number 1. Just say, well, I want to have something a little more extreme on the bottom. Well, you can take that off. You can replace it with something where it's considerably more decayed. Say you wanted to have a different brow. Say that brow doesn't work for you. We've got a line of different brows, and they all intermix with the different prosthetics. So say you want to use our evil brow that has a slightly more evil look to it. Or if you want something a little more kind of scary, you can use our heavy brow, and that has more of a kind of a Neanderthal, Frankenstein's monster-y kind of look to it. And we have a line of brows, and they're all interchangeable and they all work. All zombies have a point of infection, so we have zombie bites that you can put on. We have rotting flesh patches, which work beautifully over the top of the head if you have a bald cap, or on the neck, arms, that type of thing works really, really nicely. We also have sections that you can interchange that has sort of more rotted stuff, which are designed to work with the generic zombie number 1. So here we have the rotted brow. If you want to change it back to the original one, say you want a rotted cheek, well, we have that one where the cheekbone is exposed. Maybe you want to have something on the nose ridge a little bit. So there we have the bone protruding out of the nose. say you want to do a little bit more customizing, we have mini expansion packs that have multiple little rotted flesh bits which you can put in here or up here or whatever. Or if you want to have something that's more of a wound, we also have a mini wound expansion pack. So you can have different bits and pieces. We also have the same cheek on this side. We can put this one back here. So you can see that there's a great amount of flexibility in the way that you construct your zombie, and that's really what we wanted. We wanted to be able to create something where if you're doing a film, or if say there's a bunch of you guys all going out on the town dressed as zombies, or a zombie walk, where everyone can have a similar look in the party, but everyone's different and everyone is able to be customized in their own way, so they've not got the same face. So that's what we call the zombie pizza. You start with the base, then you add all your toppings, and you have it just the way you like it. And that's what we tried to achieve, and I've been very happy with the results, and I hope you are too.